کنفرانس در واشنگتن. حفاظت اشرف، تعهدات آمریکا.
I'm Bruce McComb. I'm the president of the Institute for Democratic Strategies. We've been around for 16 years, and we have programs around the world, 40 different countries, that sponsor and encourage strengthening democratic institutions. I want to thank Governor Ridge today for his sponsorship of this press conference. The United States made written promises to each and every one of these people, and even the Iraq government did the same thing to former President Bush and also to President Obama, promising to keep them secure. However, the camp has been attacked twice by Iraqis. Hundreds have been wounded and scores have been killed. Today's press conference is to highlight the urgency in resolving this issue, and at the same time point out that there is a peaceful solution to this. The UNHCR has offered its good services to evaluate individually all the people in the camp as refugees. However, they've been thwarted in their work by the Iraqi government, and groups like Amnesty International have encouraged the Iraqi government to suspend its date for dismantling the camp and allowing the UNHCR to do their proper procedures. We support that. We feel that the United States has to be aggressive on that. Today's speakers will be Governor Ridge, who needs no introduction, the former governor of Pennsylvania, the first Secretary of Homeland Security. Judge Mukasey, who was appointed by Ronald Reagan to the District Court of the Southern District of New York. We were grateful when he became the Attorney General of the United States. Also speaking will be Colonel Wesley Martin. For the purposes of this program, he was the commander of the Forward Operations Base اشرف, was the first commander of Camp اشرف. And, of course, Governor Rendell, and it's very rare to have a program to have two splendid governors from the same state from different parties. Governor Rendell is governor of Pennsylvania. He also was the general chairman of the DNC for the 2000 elections. And our last speaker will be Dr. Ramesh Separad. And she is a scholar practitioner from the School of Conflict Analysis and Resolution at George Mason University. And she formed in 2003 a committee to protect the residents at Camp Ashraf. She has several relatives in the camp, as well as many of her relatives have been killed by the Iranian regime. So let me turn it over to Governor Ridge. Thank you.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I want to acknowledge the presence of my colleagues who, at my call and request, have taken time from their schedules to come from all around the East Coast to join us, Governor Rendell and me, at this press conference. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that Prime Minister Maliki is going to be hosted by President Obama on December 12th, 12 days from now. We've lost 4,400 lives in Iraq. Thousands of other men and women were injured. Many are coming back with visible and invisible wounds. And it's inconceivable to me that in the absence of the action of these two leaders, that we'll see more of the same. And yet to see in the same country under different leadership another regime be as heartless and cruel, in spite of the fact that there are public pronouncements in terms of embracing democratic values and human rights. The carnage occurred on April 8th, 2011, the same day that the Maliki government gave assurances to our Secretary of Defense that to continue to provide the protection for the defenseless residents of Camp Ashraf. What the United States needs to know is that in 2003-2004, this group of Iranian residents and dissidents in Camp Ashraf surrendered all means to protect themselves. They surrendered 2,300 pieces of heavy equipment, including artillery pieces and tanks. They surrendered over 20,000 small arms. They did so under the assurances given to them by the United States government that their safety and security would be provided by the same United States government. That was in 2003 and 2004. The government went so far as to signing a commitment, putting their promise in writing to the individual residents of Camp Ashraf. I have such a document in my hand. Imami Hanif signed it July 9th, 2004. America says we will protect you. He died during the second attack on Camp Ashraf. America was nowhere to be found to provide the protection and the security and the safety that this country promised. There are a lot of major issues at stake in this matter because the Maliki government has indicated it will close the camp December 31st of this year. Everyone associated with this cause, and we're talking thousands of people globally, ministers and officials from around the world, particularly the European Union, know what the outcome will be if we fail to live up to our commitment to protect and defend these defenseless residents who surrendered their means of self-protection to us. And in spite of the assurances of the Maliki government, there was an earlier occasion in 2009 where others were killed and many hundreds more wounded. I want to run, for the benefit of the audience and those who are unfamiliar, just a quick chronology of events. 1997, we put these residents, known as the MEK, the People's Mujahideen of Iran, on the terrorist list. The theory being that we might be able to somehow negotiate with the Iranian government, improve our negotiating posture, show it was a sign of goodwill. Perhaps we could work things out rhetorically. We could negotiate. Diplomatic intervention might be the way we can improve our relationship with the Iranian government. Now, you don't have to be reminded that since '97, the Iranian influence through Hamas, Hezbollah in Israel and Lebanon, the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, oh, and by the way, supplying IEDs and other weapons of death that have killed American soldiers in Iraq and Afghanistan. It's pretty difficult to show a gesture of goodwill to a regime that doesn't understand the term and frankly is not interested in developing a relationship with the United States of America, that is totally disinterested in embracing any of the values that Western democracies stand for. On the two occasions where they have attacked and invaded the defenseless people at Camp Ashraf, the Iranian foreign minister and other members of that administration have publicly praised the Maliki government for taking on these terrorists.